Wednesday, talking shit, getting clicks, and this is the show, The Anatomy of a Hater. That's right, talking shit, getting clicks. Original podcast. The wee episodes. I hear myself in the background, it's crazy. Let's fix that. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't believe it. We're gonna jam out, I guess. Whatever. We'll do that. Yeah, what's going on? It's crazy. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let me get myself up out of here. That's right. Tonight is Anatomy of a Hater. We live. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me get my screen over here. All right. So I can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, we're looking good here. We're excellent. We got some people up in here. I like it. Turn this music down. It'd be jamming too. It jams. I'm gonna let us jam out. Whatever. Maybe we can hear me. All right. I'm on 3 times. We episodes, and tonight we're talking about Anatomy of a Hater. I have a special segment called "How Did We Get Here?" It's just like sort of like when I start researching the story or something like that. Let me know if you guys can hear me in here, because I feel weird. I was messing with my roadcast earlier, but. So, like, I'll start researching a story, and then I'll end up something like a crazy place. I'll end up in a crazy place. So, regard me. Take this journey with me. We'll try that out. Oh, man. Cuzzo sent me something. I was looking through social media already, and my cousin sent me something about some Nazis stomping through Ohio, and I was like, ew. What is going on here? What is going on here? So, of course, we're going to take a deeper look into that. What else do we have? Some craziness going on in Las Vegas with their police department. I don't know why we're cheering. I do not know why we're cheering, and that's what we're doing. But before we do all of that, honestly,
control it, okay? It's in my family.
It is.
My father said it's on his side.
No lies here.
I don't understand.
No lies here.
Sad.
Let the children sing. All right. So, honestly, welcome to We Live. Your opinion matters here. Nothing is off the table, and I am your host once again, Mo 3 times. Tonight, we're going to be diving into a whole bunch of cavalcade of stuff that I just mentioned. It's always the stuff that's like the latest in politics, culture, controversy, all that stuff. Because, like, honestly, I think I'm here to kind of inform, and I like to provoke and have fun. So whether you're joining the JumpOut Gang,
many people know them as the JumpOut Boys in their city.
if you're joining the JumpOut Gang in the chat, or whether you're calling in to our calling line 313-825-5557, we want to hear from you, because There's no we without you. Isn't that nice? Oh, man. Stop hating on me, Roadcaster. Stop hating on me.
Y'all don't gotta clap at everything.
Let the children sing. Where's my chat? Where's my chat? There's my chat. Oh, there you guys go. Let me throw that up here. Let me throw some stuff over here. I had everything organized. We're not organized anymore. Those days are over. Ramid's up in his house. Greetings and salutations to the Jump Out guys. That's from Mainline. You already know.
God is good.
You already know. POE cast in the building. Love is here, and then there's some silent others. There's some silent others in here. I know. I'm looking at my things. I'm looking at my instrumentations, and that's what's good. Oh, I'm hitting buttons all over again. That's not good. Yo, I did a thing. I was just messing around. Hold on, and I messed around, and I have a Twitch account, and I ended up getting on Twitch. Let me show you this. This is craziness. So I got on Twitch, and I've been playing this boxing game called Undisputed. And what I really did was I just got on there with the camera, because you know I can talk. And I did like a 4-hour show. Like 4 straight hours. I did 4 straight hours on Twitch. The night of the Tyson fight. We need to talk about that too, guys. We need to talk about Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I just want to... What is that?
Ain't really nothing to talk about.
What is going on here?
I mean,
Hey, Google. Off. Hey, Google, off. Oh my God, Google's trying to do me in. Of course. You guys called me. I was listening to a little Jadakiss before the show. So here we go.
Was that a jab?
This is me.
Short arming him.
I don't know about Twitch, but I'm getting on Twitch, as you can see up there on where my cursor is. That's if you do Twitch or anything like that.
So SPC.
But I was on there, and we had a lot of fun, and I got a whole 2 new followers on there. So that's what I was messing around with this weekend. We episodes. Yeah. All right, so where's my chat? This is crazy. I need an administrator. Been saying this for a while. There they go. Yo, did y'all watch the fight this weekend? Give me a little privacy, camera. Give me a little privacy, a little screen privacy. Yo, you know when it's hot, you just get something. You're here with it. It's not hot, because it's very nice out here. We're going through a second spring / a drought. We had a little rain this morning, though. Did you guys get any rain out there? A smidge of rain. Y'all watch that fight? If you watch the fight, just call in. I'd rather talk about that all this evening, because it was crazy. I did a little show on it. If you guys didn't see it, I think I can drop a link. I can drop a link for it. I'm gonna drop a link for it. I know I've advertised some things that I'm going to talk about tonight, and I know I'm slow rolling, but I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it all, and I'm not going to keep you guys here forever, because like after the 4-hour Twitch thing that went by in like a half hour's time, I realized something. I can talk. I can keep going and going and going, and honestly, like I'll go into my own thing. Excuse me. And sometimes my world is too weird, or maybe sometimes boring. But then I always come back. So out of the 4 hours, like it was a good, I would say 3 hours and 15 minutes of straight, of at least something. At least something. I was going back through there just kind of laughing, because I don't know. All right, we're gonna stop that. But yeah, we did that. What did I do? Oh, I went live. And it was called Last Call. I had to throw on the fight shades. Yeah, that's me right there. When we were talking about, I was talking about Mike Tyson and everything like that. And honestly, like, yo, I was hurt. I was so hurt that Mike Tyson went out like that. He ain't have to go out like that. Mikey ain't had to do us like that. I didn't see his butt cheeks out on screen because I was kind of like I was like twitching. But when the fight started to come on, I watched like, I think the ladies that fought before the main fight with the headbutt. That was crazy. And then I watched the Tyson. And then I watched all of the Instagrams and TikToks of them, everybody showing how fake the fight was and how Tyson could have killed him. And like, what damn? What damn? Like, what? Here we go. Ramen, you didn't watch that fight? I know you're a fan of the fights. I just wish I never watched it because Tyson, to me, like growing up, he was a hero. He was more than a mortal man. He was a killer in there. Like I was telling Love, because I don't think a lot of the ladies understand this. They're like, oh, it's Mike Tyson, because you see Mike Tyson in the hangout. Like, I'm talking about pre-face tattoo Tyson. Pre-face tattoo Tyson. Nintendo Tyson. You know, so to see that, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, but 313-825-5557, I can be coaxed into it. I can be coaxed into talking about that. I can be coaxed. Damn right, love. Excuse me. Damn right, love. I'm a talker. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that was me. With the woo lips. The woo lips. We episodes. The anatomy of an hater. Hold on. I got this button. It allows me to say it. The anatomy of a The anatomy of a hater. The anatomy of a hater. Oh, I got good with that button. That quick.
God is good.
You know what I mean? Talk shit, getting clicks. All right. Now, we have a call-in line. JumpOut Gang in the chat. I like a little talking. It's always good. And I would like to talk to you, all of you, about what's going on here. You know, there's just so much going on in this world and time, and I think we need to talk about it. Yo, all right. So first of all, I would definitely. I don't want to talk about this, but I would definitely, if I'm going to talk about anything, we can talk about these Nazis. Okay. Let me bring this up. What is it called? They were in. So the Nazis were going through Columbus, Ohio. And they were walking through. And they were chanting slurs. See some images. Here's some images of what transpired. Let me show you. Boom. See the Nazis there? So they were in a couple days ago, like there was a group of masked individuals, and they were carrying swastikas, the flags, and they marched through Columbus, Ohio. That's right, Columbus, Ohio. Like when I think of Columbus, Ohio, this is what I think about, guys. This is what I think about from Zombieland. That's Columbus. That's Columbus. I don't think of the Knots. I don't think of the Knots. Anyway, they were marching through Columbus, Ohio, chanting racist slurs, and they were promoting like white supremacist ideologies. I mean, the incident gathered widespread commendation condemnation, I love that word. And they got it from local state officials, including Ohio Governor. This is crazy. I know he's not even up here. There he is. Boom. Mike DeWine. Mike DeWine stated that there is no place in this state for hate, bigotry, anti-Semitism, or violence, and we must denounce it wherever we see it. He said the mark is a stark reminder of the persistent presence of hate groups in the United States and the challenges of countering extremist ideologies. Now, let me give you a little historical context for what's going on here, all right? Because we've seen Nazis march through before. We have seen it. We've seen it. Right? Haven't we seen this all before? Haven't we? I mean, all right, so Ohio has a history. It has a history of hosting these controversial type demonstrations by hate groups. I mean, a notable example would be back in 2005, when the National Socialist Movement, which is a neo-Nazi organization, they planned to march in Toledo, Ohio. The event led to a lot of unrest and rioting, and it highlighted the tensions in the community, and it highlighted the community divisions. And those actions can provoke. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court has addressed the rights of hate groups to assemble and express their views. I'm not talking about this current Supreme Court, but previous, more balanced Supreme Courts. And there was a landmark case, and it's called the National Socialist Party of America versus Village of Skokie. Now, Skokie is not in Ohio. Skokie is in Illinois, I believe. Yeah. And this is in 1977. And the court ruled in favor of the neo-Nazi group, affirming their right to march in Skokie, Illinois, which is a community with a large Jewish population, including a lot of Holocaust survivors. And the decision reinforced the First Amendment's protection of free speech, even for speech that is widely considered offensive or hateful. And I get that. I think most of us kind of understand, even if we don't like it sometimes when we don't want to hear things that people have to say. But I'm sure that I go on my show and somebody can come across it and be pissed off. And people have been pissed off. And I'll get an email every now and then about something, especially when I'm talking about something controversial. Especially when I'm talking about Israel or Hamas, I will get a little email. I just need to start reading those.
God is good.
Be careful, though. It's spicy.
You know what I mean? But I think we all should understand that, yeah, that First Amendment means we do have free speech. And that means we get to speak our free speech. And other people that we disagree with also have that opportunity. And we may not like everything that we say, but hell, we have the freedom to say it. And sometimes it does get as simple as that, but sometimes it gets a little bit more nuanced now. And not, to me, it's not a turn of events, but a lot of people's mind would be blown to know that the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, let me show you, give you these things. The ACLU, those guys, people should know that they represented the neo-Nazi group in the Skokie case, right? And they wanted to uphold the principle of universal free speech rights. The ACLU is not somebody that's a group that's usually tied to neo-Nazis, by the way. But in this case, they thought it would be more important to preserve our freedom of speech than to simply see someone that would be an enemy and a antagonist to their cause be penalized for using their free speech. So, neo-Nazi group in the Skokie case, defended by the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union. Now, David Goldberger, this guy here, pop right here, he was then the legal and legislative director of the ACLU of Illinois. He served as the lead attorney. And I don't want to be stereotypical, but his name is David Goldberger, and yes, he is Jewish. And despite being Jewish, he defended the group's right to march. He also emphasized the importance of protecting constitutional freedoms for all people. My question is, do you think that these neo-Nazis would march for David Goldberger's right for free speech? You know? Like, I get it. And I remember listening to this case when I was in high school because we went through a lot of these key, Supreme Court cases. And I remember thinking like, yo, that is, even when I was looking it back up this week to talk about it, I was like, yo, that is so admirable and so selfless of someone that they would, sacrifice their own beliefs. Well, he's really not sacrificing his own beliefs because he ultimately believes in the freedom of speech. But he would defend someone's speech that would want to see him obliterated. He would defend their rights to speech. And I thought that was admirable. But also, I think it's fucking stupid. I just think it's dumb.
Y'all don't gotta clap at everything.
Let me know if you agree in the chat, by the way. Do you think that's a good thing that David Goldberger did that? Or do you think that, hell, maybe he should have let him rot? I'm pretty sure when he went to a synagogue or back to his parents' house or in an old neighborhood, they gave him shit for that. But despite being Jewish, he did. He defended the group's right to march. And he emphasized the importance of protecting the constitutional freedoms. Now, he was also supported by Burton Joseph. This is the only picture of Burton Joseph I can get right here. I'm circling it. It's got right here, hand on chin. Interesting looking fellow right there. But he's a civil rights attorney, rest in peace. And he pushed for the ACLU to actually take the case. And both lawyers also, like I said before, believed in the First Amendment. And they said it must be upheld, even for speech that incites anger and controversy. Now, you got to kind of balance that free speech and Skokie with what's going on. You know? I mean, like the Skokie case, to me, and the recent events in Ohio, they kind of like underscore the ongoing challenges of balancing those free speech rights, right? I mean, like we have the need to combat hate speech and extremist activities. While the First Amendment does guarantee the right to free expression, like these incidents do spark a lot of debate about the ethical and maybe the social responsibilities tied to that right. And if I reflect on it, I think like the defense of such controversial cases like often highlight the tensions inherent in democracy. Like it's not easy. There's a lot of give and take here, especially a democracy that values free speech. And there's legal battles like those in Skokie. I think those remind us that it is a complex interplay of, I don't know, man, protecting individual rights maybe, But you also have to address like societal harm at the same time because these are guys dressed up in all black. Let's go back to the picture. These guys are dressed up in all black. This guy probably here, he teaches girls volleyball. This guy here works at the local liquor store. This guy's here's your kid's gym teacher. These two here are your neighbors. They live in different houses, but they don't sleep in separate houses, if you know what I mean.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed?
Like you never know. You never know. I'm just saying, you never know. You never know. You never know. But like ultimately, I think it just underscores the importance of community vigilance and legal frameworks that aim to prevent extremism from undermining public safety. So that's a lot going on here. But that's just like a little thing because, I mean, we're going to have to remember this because this is not going to be the last Nazi march. We're going to have a lot of these in the next 4 years, and if another administration comes in that isn't of the same ideology, we're going to have more. We're going to always have these marches. As long as we have the freedom of speech, we're going to have these, and they need to be able to come out and bug out, and they need to have a group of protesters. Now, one thing I did not highlight in this case was that there was a group of black men that came out. They also did the same thing and dressed all in black. However, they did not wear masks. Some did have shades on. But they were, other than that, easily identifiable. And they just came out into march in peace and solidarity, and to let you know that, hey, not everybody walking the streets of Ohio that day is a total asshole. But they did walk in counter-protests to these fascists that are out here. And I don't know, these guys are playing dress up, and they got the straight Batman henchman uniforms on. Black boots, black pants, black turtleneck. And they're wearing damn, what do we call them? The mask. I have one somewhere in here. We call it, what do we call it? What do they call it? Mask, the pullover mask. After the rapper. I'm sounding old. Like I knew I'm being old right now because I just forgot. The skeezies, the beezy weezies. Now I sound old. I sound aged. You know I'm talking, the shiesties. There you go. Oh my God. Thank God. It's back. It's back. The shiesties, they're wearing shiesties with like little red skull masks drawn on them. They're yelling racial shit out there in these streets, just trying to provoke people. But the reason why they do it also is because, first of all, they want to provoke. You know, they got their cameras out and they want some libtard, liberal blue-haired lady to come and approach them and put their hands on them. They want somebody weak and emotional to come out and put their hands on them so they can defend themselves, right? But they're also out there screaming that message to catch a couple ears. Get a little money, make their numbers a little bit bigger. But like I said also, they're out just for attention, and people love attention. Whether it's good attention or bad attention, people yearn for that. And these guys seem like they yearn for it, man. They yearn for that attention. But they are wearing the Fight Club, the Fight Club uniform. That book belongs to all of us, guys. It belongs to all of us. Talking shit. I'm going to go to the phone lines. Hopefully there's somebody on the phone lines. Or else I'm going to just call somebody. There's nobody on the phone lines. Do I even want to talk to any of you right now? Of course, it's Wednesday. Yo, Paige. Hey, Shay Shay. Shefo. As long as he got paid, I guess. Yep, the law is accessible to all in spite their views, mainline. That is true. You gotta love it, or you gotta leave it. Where's my chat doc? Because I kind of want to chat back, but I can't. I can't right now. So that's what it is. Yo, you know what? So then, like, I got weird. I got extremely weird today. And I was just going through Instagram looking at stuff. And look at this shit I came across, guys. And it took me down a rabbit hole. Please forgive me. Rock with me for a second. I don't know if we're going to get anything out of this. Hopefully we do. But check it out.
YouTube rep, and they actually advised me not to do this episode. I'm sure it will get age restricted, demonetized, and probably suppressed in the algorithm, but I do not care. My dad was a badass and quite a little rebel, and I will be following in his footsteps. Like father, like daughter. So to start this episode, I want to tell you guys about my dad's dying wish. Before he passed, he told me and my mom what he would like us to do with his ashes. And at first, my mom was a little bit hesitant because she thought, this is kind of hippie, you know, people are going to judge us. But as time's gone on, and it's been 5 years now, we just really think that it's the right time to do what Dad wanted and to honor him the way he wanted. So years ago, he told me and my mom that he would like us to take his ashes, mix it in with some soil, and grow a marijuana plant and smoke him. And I told you he was a rebel. And I actually have footage of us doing this together. It was very emotional and special. And I'm glad that we got to have these memories, like honoring Dad together. I even got to work with a local licensed grower here in California. His name's Ninja, and he was absolutely amazing. I learned so much from him. He's very knowledgeable, not just about cannabis plants, but plants in general. And I just can't thank him enough for helping me honor my dad's wishes. Anyways, back to it. We just recently harvested the cannabis plant and we made joints. I have this cute little carrying case, and a friend of mine helped me roll these. And not only are they adorable, but they are rolled with pink rolling paper. So they even match the set. I mean, this, if Papa Pizza could see this, you guys, he would just... he would get a huge kick out of this. So at the end of this podcast episode, I'm going to be fulfilling my dad's wish and honoring him, and I'm really looking forward to it. This podcast represents a new era for me, and I just cannot wait to go down this journey with you all. But be honest.
Oh my God. All right. So basically, she said at the end of her podcast, click like, share, subscribe, hit the alerts. Yeah, do all that. But she said she's going to smoke her papa. She made papa. She made papa out of her papa. You saw that. She took her ashes and spread it in the dirt, and boom, grew some marijuana. And in one of what you would expect, that was one of her most unconventional uses of cremated remains. She's a YouTuber. Her name is Rosanna Pansino. And like you heard on a video, she revealed that she honored her father's dying wishes by growing his ashes into a marijuana plant and smoking it. That's right. On her podcast, Rodiculous, Pansino described how her father, who passed away 5 years ago, had requested his ashes be mixed with soil to nurture a cannabis plant. Initially hesitant, the family ultimately embraced the idea, as you can see them making the pot there. Literally, the pot. So, I mean, that's what they had right there. It looks like a nice emotional backyard gathering. They got 3 French French bulldogs, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, that bill must be amazing. But anyway, Pansino and her mother planted the marijuana using his ashes, turning the occasion into like a unique celebration of life. And later, they were joined by their sister, where they smoked cannabis, with Pansino remarking that at the end of the show. She says, the blunt that we smoked was delicious. If Papa Pizza could see this, he would get a huge kick out of it. Smoking your pops. Now, this story to me highlights how cremation has evolved from like an ancient funeral rite into a deeply personal and creative way of honoring loved ones. I mean, I was inspired by Pansino's story, and I wanted to delve into the history and science and the culture of cremation and ask, could our ancestors have imagined something like this? So, I mean, at its core, what cremation is just amazing, guys. It's amazing. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. I know it's a little weird. I know it's a little, macabre. Bruh. That's how you say it, macabre, bruh. Sherry said she wouldn't do that, but it's cool. I hope the pink joints will not have the same as... Oh, Lord, not the pink cocaine, sir. Yo, you're... Mainline, I got to see your algorithm. Smoking dead pops, LOL. They were definitely on some How High type-ish. Remember they smoked their homeboy, and he helped them pass the THCs? But, yeah. I mean, I had to make a segment called How Did We Get Here? Because it goes in. Now listen, people. Listen to what I gotta say. because I'm going to say it well. All right. Boom. This is a crematorium right here. That's a crematorium. And that's what comes out of the crematorium. Now, temperatures between about 1400 Fahrenheit and 1800 Fahrenheit. If you want to use the British European way, it's like 760 degrees Celsius to 982 Celsius. But I think it's better to say 1400 Fahrenheit, 1800 Fahrenheit, because you know how hot that is, America. And at that heat, water vaporizes, right? And carbon-based tissues, they start to combust. They cause carbon dioxide and some trace gases, and then the remains you get are the calcified fragments, composed primarily of what we call calcium phosphate. That's what you get. This is what you get. This is calcium phosphate, basically the bone fragments. Now, that's what's left. Excuse me. Now, listen, cremated remains, these ashes, usually they're processed into that fine gray white powder you're seeing. The average amounts to between 3 to 9 pounds per person, depending on their size and bone density. Now, there's something I didn't think about, but the research showed that cremation causes a huge environmental impact, damn it. That's right, because cremating someone can cause 400 to 600 pounds of CO2. Now, I don't understand how someone that weighs 200 pounds is cremated could cause 400 pounds of CO2, but that's what science is saying. That's what science is saying. I just have those questions here, and I haven't gotten the answers there yet. Anyway, it does raise a concern that it's a ecological footprint, could be not that good. There are also alternatives to cremation. We can talk about that later. It was weird. I really went down a rabbit hole on this one. But cremation isn't a modern invention. History spans a millennia. I mean, some of the earliest known uses date back to 3000 BCE, but I've read that it goes back to 20,000 BCE. Now, in 3000 BCE, we're in Stone Age Europe. And the early cultures adopted cremation for spiritual, practical, and sometimes familiar reasons. I mean, the Indo-Europeans, they believe fire purified the body. Yeah. And released the soul. Ancient Greeks symbolized honor and heroism. They burnt their warriors like Achilles. They were cremated with great ceremony. In India, Vedic India, cremation became central to beliefs in reincarnation, symbolizing the soul's liberation from the physical body. And even back then, cremation wasn't just practical. It was deeply symbolic. I think it was tied to beliefs about death, the afterlife, and ensuring the dead wouldn't linger among us. Ipso facto, how we got to these zombies here. And as odd as it may sound, cremation might have once been a form of zombie defense. Across cultures, myths warned of a restless dead, spirits or bodies that could return to haunt or harm the living. Ancient Greeks feared improperly buried bodies might rise as revenants, while Norse mythology warned of the Draugr. I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled D-R-A-U-G-R. Draugr. I mean, they're basically undead beings bent on mischief. So, I mean, cremation eliminates the physical remains, and it ensures there's no vessel for reanimation. In societies where myths of the undead thrived, fire was perhaps the ultimate safeguard. And it's also practical wisdom. Burning bodies also prevented disease and contamination, and some of those practical measures that might have reinforced the belief in cremation as a protective ritual. Now check this out. Ashes we have in our modern culture. Obviously, this lady is treating her ashes into some raw rolling papers, right? But there's families turning remains into jewelry, glass sculptures, even fireworks. Fireworks, guys. Fireworks. And now I go to the me camp. I go to the me camp because you guys all know I love me some fireworks. Okay? Death is not the end. It's just the beginning. But if I go, fireworks. Firework me. Firework me, baby. That sounds so sus. Back to it. All right, so like I said, they're turning them to jewelry, glass sculptures, fireworks. Did you know that they're also doing some eco-friendly type stuff too? I mean, they use these ashes to grow trees and nurture coral reefs, and as in Pansino's case, cultivate plants, you know, of the terrapin nature, if you will, terrapins. So, while Pansino's cannabis tribute is unique, I think our story reflects a growing desire to celebrate life with creativity and humor. And also, I want to tell you something, that calcium phosphate can be used in fertilizer, and that fertilizer can be used to make explosives, and sometimes it's used for like smoke bombs and stuff like that. Usually phosphates, not calcium phosphates, but technically you can use those ashes to make some explosive stuff. I shouldn't have said that on YouTube.
I can't control it.
I can't control it.
It's in my family.
But I'll also tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, when people are like, "Yo, cremate my body and throw my things all on the river or my favorite ocean or something like that," let me refer you guys back to slide number 1 or number 2. This slide here. Look at the picture on the right. That's where most of your body is going there, guy. And ladies, that's where your body's gonna go. It's gonna go into the air. It's gonna spread everywhere. If it's raining, it's gonna go back. It's well watered. It's gonna drink you, something like that. So if you weigh 100, 200 pounds, most of those 200 pounds is going out in vapors, and you'll be left with probably like six pounds of ashes there. So, I mean, more than 95% of your body is this smoke going up in the air when they cremate you guys. Just so you know. And now, if you can tell, that's not one body of smoke. That's probably a couple bodies burning at the same time, all going up together in some type of blissful orgy into the unknown. Oh my God! After that, you know what? I think we all deserve a little techno. Talking shit, getting clicks. Original podcast. Why do I do that? I like to go. Applause. Hang out with me still. Keep up. Hang in there. We're doing this, talking shit, getting clicks. Melania! I can't do it. I can't do his voice. We're going to take a break. We just got done talking about ashes. Let me know what you all guys thought about it. Was it an interesting thing? We got a little history in it. This lady wanted to smoke her dead pops, how high style. I mean, we all grieve differently. LL Celsius. I wouldn't do that, but it's cool. But hey, guys, you already heard what I want. Fireworks. Fireworks me. And don't put me in no bullshit fireworks. Like, I want to be a finale kit. Put me as part of the finale kit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Applause. Horns. We give them their break. Vape hit. Exhale. Back to the show. Yeah, we had a little techno there. What do you guys think about that? Ashes to ashes. Let me know. Aunt Sherry said she wouldn't do it. Mainline said, pink joints, not the pink cocaine. Hey, Mainline, back in the day, I heard this. Back in the day, rolling papers for marijuana were pink. So, like, the police saw you, they would just be able to identify that as marijuana paper. Is that true? I didn't research that. I know. Google it. I could Google it. But then if I Google rolling papers that are pink, you don't know where I'll end up. You don't know where I'll go. You know, next thing you know, I'm doing a whole 2 hours about the never-ending story or something. Atreyu!
Because I don't think society should...
The vapor is Biz Marquis. I saw Biz. Rest in peace, Biz. I saw him in concert once. He forgot the words to Just a Friend. Like the whole second verse. He forgot it. And then kind of beatboxed it. And then he was DJing too. He was awesome. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. We still got Candace to talk about. The anatomy of a hater. The anatomy of a hater. We definitely going to talk about her. But before I get there, where is it? Let me bring this up. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I'm not sure. I can't even find my screens now. I did something stupid to my computer. I did. I want to talk about, there was an incident not that long ago, earlier there was an incident in Las Vegas. And the name of the victim was Brandon Durham. He was a 43-year-old resident of Las Vegas, and he was tragically killed by a police officer after he called 911 to report a home invasion on November 12th, 2024. What's today? The 20th? Yeah. Just over a week ago. Let me throw this up here. Put this over there, right? You want to know how I got these scars? I don't know if any of you guys saw this on the news. I've been in and out with the news. This one came off of Reddit, but I actually saw it scrolling through my news app this morning, and they were doing some updates. But yeah, this is a Vegas cop shot an innocent man in the head after he called 911 to report a break-in, and he was fighting off an intruder. Now, this did take place in the middle of the night. So the man right there that is shirtless is the one that called 911. And in the video, he's ultimately shot. Now, I'm going to click on this. We know how to get funky with YouTube and live shootings and stuff like this. But this is also a video done by The Independent. So it better be edited. Let's check this out. After these ads. After these ads, on up joy. Oh, some money filled with joy. Right now you give doubles filled with joy. Giving Tuesday match. mercyships.org. Giving Tuesday. All right, this contains some sensitive shit, guys.
Hey, they said they made entry. We got to go in there.
Yeah, we got to go in. Hey, one, we have our broken window and we're going to make entry.
Hey, kick it! Hang on.
Metro Police! Hey, drop the knife!
Thank God they did it that way. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't know, man. I really would. I should. I really should. I got the video. They got it on Instagram. I got the video. I got the whole Magilla. And it doesn't even look like the police officer even aims at the actual assailant. He aims at the person that doesn't have any. If you know anything, when I just showed you that video is 51 seconds long. So from the time it says, warning, that's how long. I mean, you heard that they said it's a assailant in the house, whatever, we're going to kick the door. That's what they said to each other. Then they kicked the door. But there's actually more to this. There's definitely a little bit more to what's going on here. This was crazy. All right, so Brandon Durham, and let's get a picture up of him. Show you what he looks like. This is insane. Let me throw him up here. All right, so that's Brandon Durham. He is 43-year-old resident of Las Vegas, and he was killed by a police officer after he called 911 to report a home invasion. Now, during the early hours of that day, Durham reported that individuals were attempting to break into his home, where he was present with his 15-year-old daughter. Now, upon arrival, Officer Alexander Bookman entered the residence and encountered Durham struggling with the intruder, as you saw. Identified as 31-year-old. The intruder was identified as 31-year-old Alejandra Boudreaux, who was armed with a knife. That's right, Alejandra. It was a woman. Now, Officer Bookman instructed them to drop the weapon, and within seconds, discharged his firearm, as you could tell in that video as much as the video showed. Now, it struck Durham multiple times. Now, despite life-saving efforts, Durham was pronounced dead at the scene. Okay, now, there were investigations subsequently that revealed that Boudreaux, the assailant had a history of criminal behavior. Let me show you what she looks like. My mouse doesn't want to work. There we go. Gotta click. Let me show you what this thing looks like. I'm gonna throw it up there. Now you see, right up here. This is her right here in this upper left-hand corner. Bro, she was an armed and dangerous person. And she has extensive criminal history. All right. Now, they indicate that Alejandra actually went there, that she had a criminal behavior and had allegedly intended to provoke a fatal response from law enforcement. She was aiming to die with a suicide by cop type of deal. That didn't happen, as we saw in the video, and as a result, she was arrested. She's facing multiple felony charges, including home invasion with a deadly weapon and assault. I mean, now, Officer Alexander Bookman, and you see how nice I am with getting images. When they do stuff like this, I have noticed that unless I can find a whole video footage and then sift out who the cop is in there, like, you can't just Google his name and his photo's gonna pop up. I don't know. I mean, it's easy to erase yourself. Not easy, but I'm pretty sure pretty pricey to erase yourself from the internet. But you cannot find any pictures of Alexander Bookman. And if you do, let me know. Send me a link so I can see what he actually looks like. All right? But the officer had already previously responded to an incident at Durham's residence approximately a week before the shooting. Now, Durham had called the police to remove an individual who was, yet again, Alejandra, from his home after she refused to leave. So it seems to me like there might have been some type of relationship there between Durham and Boudreaux. So the prior interaction is now under scrutiny as part of the ongoing investigation. And this information just came out like a couple hours ago. So going back through it, on that night of the shooting, Durham contacted 911 to report individuals that they were attempting to break into his home. Upon arrival, Officer Bookman encountered Durham struggling with Boudreaux, who was armed with a knife. After issued commands to drop the weapon, Officer Bookman discharged his firearm, resulting in Durham's death. Now, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is conducting internal investigation to assess the circumstances of the shooting, including any prior interactions between Officer Bookman and the individuals involved. Now, the Clark County District Attorney's Office is also reviewing the case to determine whether criminal charges against the officers are warranted. Right now, he's not suspended, but he's out of there with pay while pending investigation, right? And this incident, I think it's prompting discussions again about police training, the use of force protocols, and how they handle emergency situations, especially involving armed confrontations. And the community continues, as always, to seek clarity and justice as these investigations proceed. But that's crazy. Spider, what's going on? You too, sir. Bless you. You stay inspired. Did the victim have the knife? Let's look at this picture here. It looks like they're struggling for the knife. It looks to me, in this picture, with the raised firearm, it looks like the attacker right here in her right hand has a knife, and the victim has his hand on her hand and on the knife. So they're kind of wrestling for the knife in this picture minutes before being shot. Now, if I am living inside my house and I'll call the police, am I going to be wearing a hood on my head? Or am I going to be more, this is the middle of the night, would I be more in like my sleep posture? That's what I would have to ask. Like, why did the police officer looks like he just took blatant aim at Brandon? And then we're going to have to figure out what happened the week before when they came out. And then we have to find out if there was a previous relationship. Was this person just trying to, was stalking him? Did they have a relationship? And, they got in an argument. She wouldn't leave. And it's kind of crazy ex-girlfriend, ex-lover type of situation that's going on between them. That would be nice to know. But, I mean, even through all of that, when you're looking at this video and you just see how this man just blatantly dropped the weapon and then was shooting, he was going to cook somebody, it looked like. This is just my opinion. Obviously, courts, trials, all that good shit is going to come out. More is going to come out. But it looks like without any real thought, he said he was going to cook somebody. So that's what I see there. It seems to me that he was going to hop on his Blackstone and cook. Why are you cheering? Why are you cheering? Why are you cheering? Why are you cheering? But yeah. Check this out for the news.
Good evening. A police officer called to the same home a day before he shot and killed the man who lived there. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators learning the Metro officer who shot and killed a 911 caller inside his own home was at the same home the night before, involving the same people. 8
News Now reporter Ryan Tismaneski joins us from the newsroom with those new details tonight. Ryan?
Denise, Brian, this arrest report we first obtained describes the first details Metro officers learned the night of the shooting. It tells a story of sex and drugs that led to the fatal night. Now, combined with new documents our investigators obtained, it reveals the Metro officer who killed Durham had been to the house before.
31-year-old Alejandra Boudreaux is accused of breaking into the home and attacking 43-year-old Durham, police say. She and Durham were fighting over a knife when Officer Alexander Bookman shot and killed Durham. In a police interview, Boudreaux said the night before the shooting, Durham called the police while she was in his home. Durham was at a hotel with another woman when he made the call. This comes after the two decided to end their casual sex relationship. Documents 8 News Now investigators obtained say that Alexander Bookman went to the home the night of that call. Less than a day later, he would return to the house. It's unclear from the notes we obtained if Bookman met Durham or Boudreaux while at the first call. Cannon Lambert, one of the attorneys representing Durham's family, calls the new information horrific.
It definitely matters, and more specifically, it seems to add more information.
As for Durham's family,
the entire family and all of the supporters are very distraught by what we're hearing. It's extremely concerning. It means that there was a complete lack of respect for life, and it played out right before our eyes in the video that we see.
Lambert says the new information suggests charges should be brought against Officer Bookman. The district attorney telling us it is way too early to discuss possible prosecution. Bookman is on routine paid administrative leave as the investigation continues.
Paid administration leave. Let's go. All right. So it is something like I was kind of saying, like this is new information. She was, you know, she was a little piece. He treated her like a little piece. And she couldn't leave. She called Phillips. He was at the hotel with his girlfriend, watching her break into his house on Zoom, spaz out, and the police got called. So they did have a casual relationship. So he did say it was like the night before, right? And then the police had already been there. So are we saying that, was he actually, it seems to me that he was at the hotel when he called. Like maybe, but we're going to find out if him and Officer Bookman had already had an encounter. We will find that out. It should be all in that report. I don't know. They're still trying to find that out, but they're still trying to find that out. Coming up, guys. Coming up, we will talk about the anatomy of a hater. Coming up. But first, listen to this craziness.
Has pleaded guilty to raping a child. Now, the abuse continued for over a year until he was confronted by a family member.
The former policeman turned.
I'm buffering. I never buffer. Start from the
A
beginning.
former Winthrop police lieutenant has pleaded guilty to raping a child. Now, the abuse continued for over a year until he was confronted by a family member.
The former policeman turned.
I'll wait, Oscar. I'll wait.
Been sent to jail for life, but ultimately this policeman turned.
They want to buffer this, and they didn't buffer it before, and I'm getting a little conspiratorial because watch what he's about to say. Watch what he's about to say. As this is buffering, there's a police officer that has been caught interfering sexually with a young person, and this is how they're going to handle it. Listen to this shit.
These letters of support to the judge led to a more lenient sentencing, giving the defendant another chance to.
He's supposed to get life. He's up for life in jail. Listen to this shit.
Turn his life around.
Pleading guilty for a very vile acts that I committed.
A confession from a seemingly remorseful career policeman who now finds himself on the other side of the law.
Knowing the rights that you're waiving, you still want to move forward and plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
57-year-old James Feely went before a Suffolk Superior Court judge on Monday to change his plea after an agreement with prosecutors.
This is in Massachusetts.
Admitting to raping and assaulting a preteen at his home on multiple occasions in the span of nearly a year and a half.
Did you, in fact, do the acts and the things that the prosecutor just described?
Unfortunately, yes.
It's been almost a year since Feely was confronted by a family member who learned of the abuse, leading the former cop to make a dark confession on Christmas Day.
He made numerous admissions to other Winthrop police officers.
Feely, a foster parent to several children, was taken into custody, only for a 2-year-old to die at his home nearly a month later. Police say that case is unrelated and have found no foul play.
It is, in fact, very rare for abuse to happen in a foster care setting.
The state's Office of the Child Advocate says the key in this case was the victim coming forward.
Go to a trusted teacher, a trusted family member, a neighbor, anyone that you think can help you, and tell them what's going on.
Friends and family pleaded with a judge for leniency through support letters, with Feely's wife saying in part, "I understand that he can never return to this household, marriage, or have contact with my children. With the right support and counseling, he can become a better person."
I think she also needs the right support and counseling to become a better person. Anybody who wrote a letter on that man's behalf needs to probably have a little bit of counseling so they could be better person. Just in my opinion right now, looking at this limited information that I have, that's where I'm headed. Let me know in the chat how do you feel about this?
That your family has full healing from this, but there's a long journey ahead for you.
His family has, oh my God. F the victim. This man was supposed to do life.
All right, the judge sentenced Feely to 4 to 6 years in jail plus 5 years probation. He has to also seek treatment and register as a sex offender. Now, he also had supporters at today's hearing here at court, but just like his attorney, they did not want to comment.
No, but they kept it in that letter to the judge, that private letter to the judge. So he went from facing life to 4 to 6 plus another 5 of probation. 11 years total. 4 to 6 is probably going to end up being, 4, 4.5, 5. He's going to do 10 years. 5 inside, 5 on the outside. So he can turn his life around. That's what they said. They were writing those letters, and the judge said, we're going to give you this so you can turn your life around. All right. This is him. This ain't no 17-year-old kid. This isn't a 20-year-old kid. This isn't a teenager. This is a grown-ass man. You know? He's been doing this for a while. And he gets to turn his life. Like, is that cool? Does he get to turn his life around, guys? Facing life, but now he gets to... Let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if that's... He gets to turn his life around. It's crazy. Interfered with a preteen. So that was somebody that was at least 12 years old. He don't even look in... No, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Coming up, Anatomy of a Hater. Talking shit, getting clicks. Insane. He does look like a creep. He never needs to see the outside again. What do you think about the people who wrote those letters on his behalf, love? You know? Look at this guy. Look. Go in there, admit to the judge. That's what his lawyer said. Go in there, admit to the judge that you're a creepy scumbag. And they're going to go easy on you. Change his life around. Change his life. I'm no spring chicken. But that's going to stick with me. Change his life around. Wow, there he is. Change his life around. Ugh, disgusting. You know what else is disgusting? Candace Owens. Not as disgusting as this guy. Maybe as disgusting as this guy, but in like a different way of disgusting. Just like a different way of disgusting. Oh, you know what? Yeah, like to keep it real with Candace Owens, you gotta understand something about her. Like she transitioned from basic obscurity to prominence in conservative media after the political shift that happened between 2015 and 2017. So around 2017, she declared herself a conservative and started accusing liberals of being the true racists. She gained attention through her YouTube channel, Red Pill Black. Crazy. Shout outs to YouTube, where she posted provocative videos with titles such as, I don't care about Charlottesville, the KKK, or white supremacy. This led to her joining Turning Point USA and eventually hosting a show on The Daily Wire. Now, as her platform grew, She became known for making inflammatory remarks, regarding anti-Semitism. For example, she likened a small group of Hollywood Jews to gangs like the Bloods and Crips. She also made claims that they used their Jewish identity to deflect criticism. She's also criticized Israel's actions, calling the Muslim Quarter in Jerusalem a ghetto, and accusing the Israeli Defense Forces of committing genocide, sparking backlash, even among conservatives. Owens often frames her criticism of her statements as personal attacks. Anytime there's any criticism, it's a personal attack on her identity, or her being a Christian or African American. For instance, when the Wire founder, Ben Shapiro, you guys all know Ben Shapiro, he's like the male version of Candace Owens, but he's white. The white male version of Candace Owens. Ben basically said, Hey, Candace, you're out of control. Your rhetoric's out of control. And you know how she responded? She responded with Bible verses. I mean, she did that to imply that his motives were unchristian and were monetary. But in another instance, she also falsely claimed that the Ukraine's first lady was spending U.S. taxpayer money on luxury shopping in Paris. And obviously, she has a... let me show you the first lady, by the way, of Ukraine. Yeah, she said that she was spending the buying her fashions with the American taxpayers' money. Yeah. And she couldn't substantiate that claim, but, I mean, it sounds great. I mean, I think her tactics rely on deflecting accountability. I think she likes to present herself as a victim a lot, a victim of persecution. And while she positions herself as a bold voice in conservative media, I mean, critics argue her inflammatory and unsupported claims that she constantly makes distract from meaningful discourse. I mean, and I think it also promotes extreme divisiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you an anatomy of a fucking hater. Candace Owens has once again put her talent for controversy ahead of her commitment to facts, delivering a spectacle that is as transparent as it is tiresome. Cloaking unverified allegations and feigned moral outrage, she turns her sights on, oh my God, you better not come for Beyoncé or her mama. But she's going to spin a narrative driven by, I would think, is a personal grudge rather than evidence. And this isn't even a pursuit of justice or accountability, what we're about to get into. It's a textbook example of how haters operate. You know, smear first, substantiate never. Owens' latest rant is more than just a misfire. This is a case study in bitterness, disguised as bravado. And let's break down this anatomy of a hater. So, Candace Owens made a show called Black on Black Violence, which is crazy because I think I'd said that she is like the biggest perpetrator of black on black crime ever. But I'm gonna break it down in about 7 clips. I think I could do it in 7 clips. They asked me if I could do it in 7 clips, and I told them, perhaps. Let me show you clip number 1. I'm gonna set it up. Bang, bang, bang. I got clips. Check this out.
So my little sister called me this morning. She's like the nice one, you know, the soft one. And she told me to remember that we were raised to show respect to our elder. She said, be nice to Ms. Tina Knowles. And I am going to be nice. I'm going to be as gentle as I possibly can to Beyonce's mammy going on here. But I have to say, I am not Becky with the good hair. I'm not going to tolerate this, trying to play the culture.
Yeah, all right. So that's the first clip. All right. Now, in this clip, she refers to her mama as Mammy. It's kind of trash. And she mocks her as still grifting off her husband's last name. See, I think this sets the tone of personal attack rather than addressing the substantive abuse of an alleged $10 million payment. And this is what it's all about. Basically, Candace Owens said that, hey, Beyoncé and all the other entertainers for Kamala Harris were getting paid. She went on to Cardi B's page and asked her directly, hey, I heard I'm doing a story about you guys getting paid. Cardi B was like, no, I'm not getting paid. But obviously, this is Candace's new little thing she's doing. Hello,
So my little sister called me this morning. She's like,
F your little sister calling you this morning. Hold on. Where's my thing? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this window. I'm gonna X that out. Let's keep this up here. Let's get rid of this. This is probably good. I should like do the techno. Sorry guys, I should have did techno and set this up. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Mama knows. Her mammy. Ad hominem attacks on Miss Tina. All right, stop that. Ad hominems on Miss Tina. This better work. Let's try this.
the start of this year, the Biden-Harris campaign ended with negative $20 million. This was the tweet. This is the reporter, Christopher Cadelago. He wrote Kamala Harris's campaign ended with at least $20 million in debt, per two sources familiar. She raised over $1 billion and had $118 million in the bank as of October 16th. So just a couple of weeks before the election, this woman had $118 million in the bank, and then it all magically evaporated. And then the DNC staffers and the campaigners began pointing the finger at one another as to who or what was to blame for this colossal failure and also just financial irresponsibility. And in the midst of the blame game, a Kamala campaign staffer leaked to the press. Make that clear. A Kamala campaign staffer leaked to the press the start of this year. The Biden.
Yeah. So about that Kamala's campaign staffer leaking anything to the press, that wasn't substantiated. That's easy to say. But I would also go say that since she's asserting that Kamala Harris's campaign mismanaged funds and claims, which I think is a real story, and she's going to claim that Beyoncé received $10 million for her endorsement. And then she's going to mention that there's information or originated from an internal campaign leak. But she offers no direct evidence of said campaign leak. Now, there's a problem. There is a problem. If you go back to the show, Candace, let me go over to it real quick. If it lets me. Beyonce's mommy. I don't want to do the clip. I don't want to look at the clip. I want to go to the actual show. Anyway, there's a timestamp between 6:54 and 7:06 that she says the FEC's final report hasn't been released, meaning that the allegations remain speculative. They have not released the financial reports for the campaign yet. Also, I would like to state, just a personal observation, that the Harris campaign spent about $1 whole ass $1 billion on her campaign. Trump spent about $1.5 billion, right? I mean, if you need 20 extra million, or if you're coming out short 20 million, I'm sure it's not like that money's not going to be paid back or anything. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But if they went over 20 million, they went over if you have a $1 billion budget and you go over $20 million, seriously, it ain't nothing, really. I mean, that's a fucking Hollywood B movie. That, I mean, 20 million is, I don't even know why this 20 million is a story. Like, I understand it is a story because we could talk about, how much campaigns, because honestly, all right, like I said, Donald Trump spent $1.5 billion. Kamala Harris spent $1 billion. That's a lot of money between both of them. Totally, this election season, about $16 billion. $16 billion. $16 billion was spent for everybody. A lot of that, some of it went to lawyers, a lot of it went to political ads and stuff like that. I might have a pie chart in here somewhere. I'll definitely show you. But I still can't get over the mammy thing. Like, the mammy thing it's kind of disrespectful. And I don't know if she knows that it's actually disrespectful or she might know it's disrespectful because this is the same lady. I made a whole button for her.
God is good.
God is good. Amen.
No, Candace. No. I thought you were going to say God is great. Thank you for the 48.
God is great.
No. God, all right,
Y'all not gonna give it answers?
I'm going to do you, Charlamagne.
Yes.
Charlamagne, God is good.
All the time.
And all the time?
God is good.
Insane, right? Okay. Now, she's gonna talk about Mama Knowles. Don't talk about Beyonce's mama. All right, so she claims that Beyonce is. Let's see. Let us see. I really need an administrator here. My fingers hurt from clicking. We got more. I wanted to flow. I wanted to flow very nicely. I do. But let me show you my clips. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it was this one.
You said one thing about Beyonce. The whole hive came for you. You were over. You were done. Couldn't touch one. You said one thing about Beyonce. The whole hive came for you. You were over. You were done. Couldn't touch one hair on her pretty head.
One hair on your pretty head. That's some Wicked Witch of the West type shit right there. That's a Wicked Witch of the West bar that Candace is spewing. Even if she knows she is or not, she just can't help it. Freudian slip, possibly. Let's check this out.
Like this. Watch this clip of Donald Trump walking out at UFC over the weekend.
No, I don't want to watch that one. We can get to that one, though. Well, actually, let's go back to this, because she's about to do something stupid again.
Like this. Watch this clip of Donald Trump walking out at UFC over the weekend.
45, soon to be 47, President-elect Donald Trump.
I wish the people at home could hear the sound in this room.
It's so loud in here.
It is so loud. It's always loud when he comes here, but now that he's won, now that he's the president again, oh my God.
The sound that you're hearing, Ms. Tina Knowles and Beyonce, are fighters, people that literally train their bodies in ways that are absolutely incredible. And most of them, in fact, all of them that I have met have backstories where they came from absolutely nothing. You're hearing blue-collar workers, you're hearing truckers, you're hearing drivers, you're hearing people that Beyonce likely calls to fix things when they're broken, okay? Those like this. Watch this clip of Donald Trump walking out at UFC over the weekend.
45, soon to be 47, President.
I gotta stop that. That is insane. So, like you hear like that's like you guys don't think that like people actually listen to that and they're like, oh man, like she's killing like they look at that and I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. I get the mismanaged funds, but then you bring in, and then you claim like her influence has diminished. Beyonce is annoying. She's out of the touch with the public. Criticizes her for emerging like every few years. She says every 4 years she emerges and comes into DC. And I think it's like a non sequitur. You know, I think it's like Beyonce's influence is irrelevant to the court claim about the campaign payment. What the hell does Beyonce's influence have to do with the campaign payment? I mean, I think it's like an attempt to pivot the discussion to like a cultural critique, and it doesn't validate the financial accusations because she was actually talking about them accepting millions of dollars for minutes of work. And then when she goes into talking about the UFC crowd cheering for Trump with Beyonce's audience, whom she applies are elitists, I mean, I loves me some UFC, and I don't mind listening to a little hold up. She don't love you like I love you. Slow down. She don't love you like I love you. You know what I mean? I think you could do both. I think it's like that's a false dichotomy. I mean, I think it oversimplifies political and cultural affiliations. Like, if you're a Democrat or progressive, you're a snob or hoity-toity. And if you are a MAGA Trump Republican, you are all about the UFC and beers and Mountain Dews and shit like that. And I think you present an exaggerating divide between Trump supporters and Beyonce's fan base. I think it's a distraction, again, from the original topic of missing $20 million. And then the missing $20 million had to come from Beyonce, according to it. Had to. That's where the missing. She does not care about these missing 20. You know this. I know this. We all know this. We all know this. Put her back up. Put Mama Knowles back up. I don't like the mammy. If you guys know anything about these mammy things, a mammy was like a servant, very stereotypical in America. It's a part of the It's part of the culture. It's part of the culture. You know? When she says it, I mean, these were amazing women that helped raise America, you know, that are seen in media and film as below and expendable and comic relief and stupid or overbearing. Like, these were stereotypes that were put up and forced and hoisted upon black women. And, you know, Candace Owens as a black woman should understand that history. So when she's talking to another black woman, she shouldn't be referring to her as fucking mammy. That shit's disrespectful, Candace. But she knows that. She knows that because that's what her audience loves. They like stuff like that. But anyway, this all starts too with Beyonce because she targeted Beyonce's team for targeting her Instagram posts because Miss Tina Knowles wrote something on there. So yeah. And by the way, when she talks about Tina Knowles still being a Knowles, even though she's divorced from Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, and she's using her Knowles name for notoriety and to still stay famous, I would have to remind her that this is her husband. This is her husband. And his name is George. I believe his last name is Farmer, George Farmer. Yep, that's him. His name is George Farmer. What's her name? She's like a conservative woman, right? God-fearing woman. Shouldn't she be taking her husband's name? I'm just saying. I'm asking these questions. I mean, Beyonce's mom is like a Knowles, so I guess she's still known as a Knowles, and so she can still be popular. Everything. Why doesn't she change her name to Candace Farmer? Why does she keep Candace Owens? I'm just asking. I'm asking. Candace, can you tell me why? Why? I'm pretty sure she'll have something. She'll have a response. It'll have nothing to do with what question I'm asking. I'm asking her because that's how she operates. But yeah, this is not because she went at Beyonce. I know people think I'm in a beehive, but it's not. It's just I just came across this and I was like, oh, she's at it. She's still at this bullshit. Then she says a whole bunch of stuff. But the Donald Trump, you get the gist. You can check this out. In conclusion, this is what I think. I think her performance is a reminder of how far rhetoric can drift from reality when it's fueled by ego and disdain. You know? I think Candace Owens is conflating rumors with fact, opinions with evidence, and personal disdain with cultural critique. I mean, at its core, her rant against Beyonce and Tina Knowles, it's not about campaign finances. I think we know this. It's not about political transparency. We know that's not what it's about. I think it's more about scoring cheap points by targeting high-profile figures. You get clicks. You say Beyonce, you're going to get people that like Beyonce on there, and then you're going to talk trash. You're going to get people that hate Beyonce on there, and they're going to talk trash, love and hate. I mean, it's smart. She's getting to her bag. But going from now on, it's not about the bag. The bag is not the end all. It's not the end all. It isn't. It's how you get the bag. Is that blood on that money? People be like, oh, there's all blood on the money. Then we don't want it. We don't want it. I can't knock her because she's getting the bag. I can't knock her. Like, oh, man. Man, evil people drive Ferraris, bro. And live in mansions. A lot of them. But good people do, too. Make a choice. And I think she claims, what makes me sick is that she claims that she's some type of champion of authenticity. Authenticity. I can't talk. But her very arguments herself reek of elitism. It's just not a progressive elitism. And she sensationalizes every fucking thing that she pretends to despise. Yeah. I think her words are like loud, but they lack weight or truth. I think we should stay off of Candace Owens because it's tired. It's tired and it's draining. And she's a fucking hater, bro. Yo, I'm gonna do this though for all of you guys out there because I just so you know it's not me because I start going to it and I realize that I realize that I can't do this. I can't keep going on this. It hurts my soul. But I got this for you guys in this haters and histories and stuff like that. I'm going to send you the link to the show. Since I went through it, at least go check it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. Oh, my God. She's sending bees. She's sending effing, stinking, dirty bees. I don't like it. I'm not in the beehive. I didn't see $1 billion either. That's insane. Yep. Jason Whitlock, Charles White, Kent all have the right to free speech. That's entertainment. It is. But one of the cool things that sparked this is that she made this Instagram post and she got a fraudulent flag, right? And then Tina Knowles actually went on her website, well, her social media, and she went at, here it is. And she went at Candace Owens for it. Let me show you forgot I had this. I'll be having stuff. So here it is. It says, so this has been flagged on Instagram as fake news and taken down. It's called false information. During the election period, they were fighting against these false information tags, and I didn't see a lot of them. So now that someone's getting false information tags after election, it's kind of too late for stuff like that. But I know in 2020, a big thing was these false information flags, and it started because of COVID. It kept on going because there was an election with a lot of false information, and we just didn't see that on social media this year. And I think that, yes, you should be able to have the freedom of speech. You should be able to say basically whatever you want other than, you're trying to cause a stampede by saying fire in the theater. I know that's like the go-to case to talk about when we're going against the First Amendment. But yeah, you should be able to get up there and lie. You should be able to get up there and talk shit like Candace Owens because people like me can get up there and rebut her. But also, I don't think that it should be against someone's constitutional rights is if her material, her presentation, her posts, her videos have a little certificate that says, yo, this person is known to fucking lie. Or to say that, hey, in this video, we have vetted this video and 95% of this video is lies. You might need a warning. And what happens is people like Candace Owens are fighting against that because their big money that they make is on actual lying to people. People love it. People will pay you big money to lie to them if they want to be lied to. They'll also pay you big money to tell you the truth if they want the truth told. But don't you be going telling truth to people that want lies. That is the worst. That's the worst. Don't ever go tell truth to people who want lies. That's the worst thing that you can do. I just don't think that it would go against anybody's First Amendment right to check them on shit and to have them and identify them as a habitual shit starter. I don't, anybody agree with that? Disagree with that? Let me know. Say what you want. Yeah, I'm with it. Nazis can walk through Ohio. Candace Owens can make up stories that her followers give her. We can do that. But well, damn. But damn it. Don't do it to Beyonce. Don't do it to Beyonce. What else? Look at Beyonce. Just throw you some pics of Beyonce. Why? Because I gotta. They're in here. I mean. Yeah. She said, Miss Knowles. Oh yeah. There's a UFC thing. It's Trump at the UFC. Look at Elon Musk looking like they were making jokes on him. Look at Kid Rock, bro. I don't know who this guy is. That's Dana White. Trump's son. Somebody. That Mike Tyson fight was crazy. This is John Bones Jones. He did like the little Trump dance after he won. He beat up Stipe. That's Stipe. He beat him up. Yeah. Oh, we could do Matt Gaetz. I'm not going to go into Matt Gaetz. I could real quick, though. Trump is nominating him to be the attorney general. I think I did like a show. I don't know if it was the 4-hour Twitch that I brought it up, but I did like a face-to-face, a head-to-head competition between the current Joe Biden administration, their resume, compared to Trump's incoming nominated cabinet. And let me tell you what, there is such a fall off. There's such a fall off, especially with Defense Secretary. I take that shit a little personal it's just crazy. It's just crazy. This man was a commander of CENTCOM, been doing like 6 deployments, and he is being replaced by somebody that was in the... not National Guard. The part-time Army. He's a part-time Army guy, and he hosted Fox News. And this is what. And then we got Matt Gaetz here. They don't want to release his information because he was a congressman, and once you resign, if you have any type of ongoing investigations, it's sealed from the public. But he's being nominated to work in the Trump cabinet, it's specifically as Attorney General, the top cop of the United States of America, which is currently headed by Merrick Garland, who's served in the government in roles of being a prosecutor and the top cop and intermittent capacities as well. Before he got the top job, he was on the short list. He was going to be a Supreme Court justice until that got knocked out. Then he got made the Attorney General of the United States in the Biden administration, and he's going to be replaced by motherfucking Matt Gaetz, guys. Meanwhile in Florida, Matt Gaetz, who be on the phone scrolling left, showing his young conquests to his fellow members of Congress before he resigned. And he resigned really because if you resign, then when you do stuff like that and you get investigated, it's supposed to be sealed. But they're trying to unseal it, and there are senators that want to unseal it for the people. I'm talking about conservative members of Congress that want this unsealed to the public, as well as the Senate that's going to be doing the hearing to investigate and look into him and have him confirmed into Trump's cabinet. The thing is that I just told you Merrick Garland's resume shortly. Matt Gaetz, and I'm not going to go, like a lot of these guys are Harvard and Biden's camp. They've been to a lot of Ivy League schools. I am not going to knock somebody that went to the University of Florida. You know what I mean? I'm not going to knock somebody who has even a fucking county college on their resume. If they've had some experience and leadership and shown that they've had success in this government, then fuck it, let's give them a try. But Matt Gaetz, not only, all right, he graduated law school in Florida. It's not Harvard Law. He has not served in any capacity for the role in which he's nominated for at all. And when he was in law, he served in private practice, and then he got on, he ran for the House, his state Senate, won that, and then turned around and ran with the Trump's guys in Congress, and then made it, and that's where he is. He really hasn't served in the type of role that he's being nominated for, you know, and that's the issues that I have. Like, these guys aren't there to serve a role as much as they are, in my observation, to just be yes men for Donald Trump. So Donald's like, yo, I want to do this. Whose department is that? Oh, that's Attorney General, because you're going to have to deal with some laws and shit. And he's like, all right, get Matt on the phone. Hey, Matt, this is what we're going to do. blah, blah, blah. This is what I want. Make it look good. Put out that press conference. That press statement. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Like, people of your cabinet, when you're president of the United States, should be able to tell you no and give you good advice. And he's not going to have anybody in there to give him advice. He's going to have yes men. You guys can sit here and hope that, this 4 years goes fast. But this shit is crazy already. It's starting out crazy, and he hasn't even been sworn in. I don't want to sound like a negative Nicholas or anything about this, but this shit is not starting off correctly. And I could make the same observation that a lot of YouTubers and social media people have made about looking at his cabinet and it being noticeably absent of any type of black people, save Vivek Ramaswamy. You know? It's looking like a ACC, a 1960 ACC fucking football coach convention. That are the blacks. That are the blacks. I would think so. It's just like, now we got reverse DEI. Matt Gaetz is a fucking DEI hire as Attorney General. Half of these guys, we can go through them. I'll probably go through there this weekend. I'll do a Twitch or whatever. But that's what we got. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Anatomy of a Hater. I appreciate all of you guys for coming out and hanging out with me today. Let the applause go. Let the horns go. I try. When I'm not trying, it's just because I'm doing it. Talking shit, getting clicks. Another week down. All right, we will be back same time. Different topics next week, Wednesday. I'm your host, Mo. 3 times is talking shit, getting clicks, but specifically, you're watching the We episodes, and like I said, there's no we without you. Thanks for everybody who joined in on the chat. Thanks for everybody who called in. Yay! Crazy topics. I see the views are, they're up, like, better than normal. Please do me a favor. Send me a like. Send me a subscribe. Share that out. Hit your alarms. Hit me in the comments. You want to see something? You want a topic? You want me to discuss something? We can do that. But like I said, next week, same time, same place, YouTube. Find me on Twitch at Talking Getting, because I'll be on there too. Wildin'. Just wildin'. Once again, I'm Mo 3 times. This is the We episodes on the Talking Shit Getting Clicks original podcast network on YouTube. Have a good one. Let the children sing. Turn that up.